Chelsea Football Club have officially submitted a bid for Garnacho. Manchester United are claiming it's 40 million. Fabrizio Romano and the crew are claiming it's 35 million. We need to talk about it. Secondly, I hate the fact that we need to do this, but Spurs allegedly want to take Xavi Simons off our hands and have a great relationship with Leipzig, and we need to talk about it because the German media is running left, right and centre, but I'll tell you what's actually happening before you start to panic. Thirdly, you've got Fermin Lopez, Barcelona, telenovela, every single day, Jane the Virgin going on over here, right? Genuinely, the plot in Jane the Virgin is less dramatic than this Fermin Lopez telenovela going on. We're going to break it down. And finally, Jadon Sancho was meant to go to Roma. Man asked for too much money. So guess what's happened? They've come in for Tyrique George. Chelsea have one price, Roma have another price, and we've got the two prices for you. So before we get started, ladies and jellyfish, number one, please hit that like button. It's the best way you can support the channel on this lovely August day. Number two, YouTube have got a new feature that tells them that you love me, alright? If you mess with the Kavkas View, if you're part of the Bratochi gang, hit the hype button that you've got over there, right? If you hit that hype button, it shares out my content and tells them that you like it, that everyone else will like it. And finally, if you made it here, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you lot think. And we are 99 people away from 43,000. Let's get it cracking. Without further ado, Alejandro Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho no longer wants to be known as Alejandro Garnacho. He wants to be known as the way I am known. Alex Garnacho. That's who we're meant to call him these days, right? Alex Garnacho, all of a sudden, now is going to become a Chelsea player. Fabrizio Romano said, here we go, soon. Basically, Fabrizio thought here we go is already like saturated, so he had to add the soon. We need a step before we here we go. What has he said? Chelsea have submitted a bid in the region of 35 to 40 million pounds. Other sources since that moment have come out and said it's 35 million pounds plus add-ons that make it up to 40. We don't know what these add-ons are, so it's 35 million pounds because one of the add-ons could be a Ballon d'Or, and we're not that stupid. Garnacho's not winning any Ballon d'Or, right? He might win a Clowner d'Or, but he ain't winning no Ballon d'Or. He might win buying the most Dior. He ain't winning no Ballon d'Or. We're going to be serious here. Now we need to talk about what is happening, because another article came from the Telegraph saying Chelsea believe that this is a great market opportunity. That this player could come in, capitalize at this fee, do really well, and if it doesn't go well, we've got resale value. And you know what? No problem. If that's how you want to operate, it's the same way as getting in a relationship with a girl that you say, she is very good looking, she's got all the potential in the world, but I ain't never gonna marry her because we're just not compatible, we don't see eye to eye at this moment in time. That's what they're doing with Garnacho, you know? They look at him, they're like, oh, you know what? I think we can date for a couple months, but eventually I'm gonna break up with you. That's what they've done. I'm sorry. When you start releasing stuff like, if it doesn't work out, there's resale value here. You're not serious about this relationship, right? Don't bother. Certain people shouldn't just bother in this situation. But what do we have to do? We need to suck it up and accept it. We do. When Garnacho comes in, you're going to hear me shouting Viva Garnacho. If he scores a goal, I'm going to be calling him Nachosito. And if he does really well, we're going to be saying, hey, Manchester United held another 5 million. Virtual 5 million. As if I've got 5 million to give. Virtual 50 million if he starts scoring. However, if he does bad, we will all be sitting here. No, I told you so's. More so, we knew so. We knew so. Genuinely, we knew so. And it is jarring, it is annoying. Let's see how he develops, right? Because when he broke on the scene, there was talent. After a while, his ego got bigger. If anybody can fix that ego, it's my beautiful, bold manager, bruv. He can give a slap around their head, give him a nice buzz cut the way that he done to Rob Sanchez, and hopefully we get 3-4 months of a good finish. Because the minute Robert Sanchez let go of that hairline, he turned outstanding. Genuinely, turned into a decent goalkeeper. So hopefully the same can happen with Garnacho. Now it's time for the one and only Xavi, right? A lot of you are tired of hearing about this story. So, a couple of days ago, Chelsea Football Club decided that, we're going to play a little bit of a, pullback on you. You know, a step back three. We're going for Fermin Lopez. Leipzig, unless you buy Christopher Nkunku, we're going for Fermin Lopez. That's what they done. But you know what that just ended up causing? And it ended up activating one thing. Leipzig saying, hey, hold my beer. hold my schnitzel. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We've got a great relationship with Daniel Levy. We've got a great relationship with Spurs. We are going to sell him to them because Spurs want him. They're willing to pay 70 million euros, according to Bild. And there is a chance that they will sell. However, Matt Law has come out with the same story, but Matt Law included one little line. Xavi Simons needs convincing. Xavi Simons needs to be proved to that Spurs is the right fit for him. So what I'm going to tell you now is calm. Before all of you run with the hijack talk, oh my god, Spurs are gonna hijack us, I'm gonna remind you who we're operating with. We're dealing with the bottle jobs of the century. In my lifetime, they're losers. They're the guys that basically show up to the club, pay a deposit for a table, and then someone comes up with more pull, and then they lose their deposit, they move off the table, and they just go, oh, we got given vouchers to come back next week. That's who Spurs are. Genuinely. Spurs are an irrelevant club and we should take no notice of them. I mark my words, bruv. Nkapie they wanted, it didn't work out. Eze they wanted, it didn't work out. Morgan Gibbs White, they wanted somebody with a release clause. Paid the release clause and still didn't get the player. What planet is Xavi Simons gonna turn us down for them, man? On what planet is Xavi Simons going to look at North London's worst, not even finest, because Arsenal are miles above them, right? And say, you know what, you got a great stadium, an empty cabinet, so maybe I should go there. Let's cut the crap, right? He ain't going there. If he's going anywhere else, he's going to Bayern Munich. If he's going anywhere else, he's playing for the beautiful club in Germany called Bayern Munich. Why on earth would he come to North London's worst? Genuinely. Let's be serious over here. This is media games. I don't believe Spurs are going in for him. And if they do, he ain't. Fermin Lopez. Oh, this one's very interesting as well. First of all, a lot of people are calling him a bum. He ain't no bum. I've told you before, I'm going to tell you again. He's actually a very techie baller. He actually reminds me of somebody. And a lot of people are going to say, hey, stop it. Reminds me of Mason Mount when Mason Mount was good. In the sense that he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play 10. He can play 8. Then Mount's injuries hit. Then Mount's ego inflated. And it didn't really work out for Mason Mount. But Fermin Lopez is very, very technical. He is a Duracell bunny with technique. And for me, I like it. As someone from Touchline Fracas Dysonomics says, I need more technicians, not electricians. And he's absolutely spot on. That expression needs to go on a t-shirt. More technicians, not electricians. Dysonomic, he has the patent for that. I did not make that up. Absolutely brilliant. And in my case, Fermin Lopez is definitely a technician. Absolute baller, right? But do we need him? I don't know. Right? I genuinely don't know. Is he the good replacement for Xavi Simons? I don't know. Alright, you're offering me talent and you're telling me, Alex, what do you want? Do you want a great steak on a barbecue, lovely char grill? Or do you want a lovely chicken marinated or on the skewers, everything popping? You know, drumstick, wings, little bit of chicken breast, lovely sauce, juicy. Which one do you want? I like both. Which one do we go for? I don't know. Play either one, big man, I'll eat it. So for me, in this case, I don't care who we get. Just get me one. But this is where the stories are now interesting and I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying it because you need to smell the poop in these stories. Some stories stink and you're like, this can't be real. This doesn't make sense. Number one, Fermin Lopez had a little bit of a telenovela drama where him and Gavi have been beefing because their girls have fallen out, right? They both have girlfriends. Their girlfriends were friends. They're not friends anymore. Apparently, Gavi and Fermin aren't friends anymore. Gavi told the team he needs to leave the team. Rah, 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 rah. Drama. That's the first reason. Apparently, this is why Lopez might be leaving. However, that's the Barca news. Then the Barcelona side of the team saying he's looking for a starting role. He ain't starting at Chelsea. Where's he gonna start at Chelsea? He's not a touchline winger. He ain't starting in front of Palmer. And he ain't starting in front of Enzo. So what are we doing here? You see? It's not adding up. Smell the poop. First lie. Number two. Apparently Chelsea are gonna offer him 15 million euros. 15 million euros gross. Chelsea are not gonna offer him 15 million euros gross. On what planet are Chelsea going to offer him that kind of money? He would be one of our best earners and not a starter. I'm smelling the poop. And now he wants to come here to play regularly to get into the World Cup squad. That I believe. He wants to leave to go play regular football to get in a World Cup squad. However, I will say one thing. If he's playing for Barcelona and they're winning and he's regular minutes, not starting, he will get in that squad. So this I don't believe. Honestly though, this story, something stinks. I don't like it. I don't believe it. I think we still get Xavi. The final story is about Tyrique George, right? And this one's going to upset a lot of people because Tyrique George looks like he's going to be leaving, and not leaving on a loan, he's leaving on a permanent. And the way the story's coming out is that he's pushing. I don't believe it. I don't. The thing is, there's two sides of every story, right? The story from Chelsea could be, he ain't for sale. We want to loan him. The story from Tyrique George is, you're getting Garnacho and Gittins. They're ahead of me. When am I going to play? And they're going to take that as he wants to leave. He don't want to leave. He wants a pathway. There's a big difference there. You got Kienda coming next year. You got Esteval. You've got Neto. He's sixth choice. Why would the kid want to stay? It don't make sense. However, every door closes, another one opens. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm not just saying that. Sometimes things have to go wrong for something right to pop up in your life. Roma and Gasperini are interested in it. So initially they wanted Sancho. Sancho has got very expensive taste in terms of wage package. He wants stuff that is very expensive, with a lot of money, because he gets stupid tattoos that need removals eventually. And removing tattoos is expensive. And he's got female names on his neck. Don't understand why. Jaden, wake up, brother. Wake up. But, and this is where it gets very interesting, Roma now have set their eyes on Tyrique George. And Tyrique George is worth around about £25 million plus a hefty sell-on fee according to Chelsea. Roma, on the other hand, are doing classic Italian things when it comes to football clubs. No. Tutti 22 million euro plus sell-on fee. That's what they're saying. Plus a sell-on fee. And the problem here is Chelsea are not going to accept that, because Chelsea aren't desperate to sell Tyrique George. He's on a long-term contract. He's literally Cobham. And finally, Premier League clubs want him. Why are we going to sell him to you? Tyrique apparently is interested at the idea, but I don't know what's going to happen. However, we should not be selling him at a discount. I am sick and tired of being mugged off by Italian clubs. Genuinely. They come in, they slap us, they take our change, take our money, and the minute we say, can we get something in return? They say, no problem, 80 million for you, big man. And it irritates me, but it is what it is. Listen, this was the news for all of you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out. It's been a great day, so hit that hype button as well. Really does me a favor.